It was a quiet afternoon on my ranch, the kind of peaceful day I had worked hard to earn. The wind rolled through the open fields, rustling the tall grass, while my horses grazed lazily under the warm sun. Everything was perfect, until I heard the shouting. I stepped outside my farmhouse and immediately saw Karen, the self-proclaimed queen of our HOA, standing at my front gate. Her arms were crossed, her face red with anger, and her designer sunglasses were perched on top of her head. It was as if she had marched all the way over just to start a confrontation. "You can't block this road," she snapped, pointing a manicured finger directly at me. "I've been using this shortcut for years. You have no right to close it off." I sighed, already regretting the interaction. I had dealt with Karen before, but I didn't think it would escalate to this level. "Karen, this is private property," I replied calmly. "It's my land. I'm well within my rights to put up a gate and stop trespassers." She scoffed, rolling her eyes dramatically. "That's ridiculous. This is an HOA community, and I say this road stays open." I raised an eyebrow. "You say? Last I checked, you don't own my land, and this ranch is outside the HOA's jurisdiction." That was the truth. My ranch bordered the neighborhood, but it had never been part of the HOA. I had deliberately bought land outside of their reach to avoid nonsense like this. But Karen, in all her entitlement, had been using my private road as her personal shortcut for years. A few weeks ago, I'd finally had enough and installed a locked gate, with clear, "No trespassing" signs, thinking that would solve the problem. Clearly, I had underestimated her persistence. Karen's face twisted in frustration. "You're trying to isolate me from my own neighborhood. That's illegal. I have rights." I shook my head. "You also have a perfectly good road leading out of the neighborhood. You just don't want to take the longer route." "That's not the point," she snapped. "This is about principle. I'm calling the cops." I leaned against the fence, watching her pull out her phone, a smug look crossing her face as if she had won already. "Sure, go ahead," I said, watching her dial 911. With a dramatic huff, Karen barked into the phone, "Yes, I need officers immediately. Some man is blocking off public access to a road we've been using for years. He's acting aggressive." There it was, the classic accusation. I had dealt with Karen before, but this time, she wasn't just being entitled, she was outright lying to the police. Fine, I thought. Let's see how this plays out. The arrival of the officers. 15 minutes later, the quiet afternoon was broken by the sound of approaching sirens. 2 squad cars pulled up, and Karen turned to me with a smug grin, crossing her arms triumphantly. "Now you're in trouble," she whispered under her breath, clearly enjoying the moment. The officers stepped out of their cars, their expressions serious, until they